Here's why The Hand of God, premiering on Netflix December 2021, is one of the best movies of the year. It's one of those movies I'm going to keep watching probably several times over the years, and here's why, coming up next. Veteran director Paulo Sorrentino's Hand of God. I really love this movie, and I must admit I do not know Sorrentino's work very well at all, but this movie makes me want to go watch all of his movies. It is a masterwork, I think, and it will reward infinite or many rewatchings. I found this movie to be quite Italian, definitely even centered in Naples. This is kind of a love letter to Naples. It's set in the 1980s and it's about a young man, a boy becoming a man, sort of a Bildungsroman movie where he's growing up. And really that's all I can say about the movie. If you read summaries about this movie, they're going to give away things I don't think that you should read about beforehand. To tell you the truth, if I told you the story of this movie, it would give too much away. I'll say this movie is an experience that develops into a story. It's a lovely, excellent experience that becomes a story, and by the end of the movie, I was quite moved by everything. Camera work and sound is exquisite, great acting, very well written by Sorrentino, and this seems to be a movie kind of like Cuarón's Roma, about his own growing up. Maybe this movie's a memoir, partial autobiography, and the main character, Fabrietto, might be a stand-in for Paulo Sorrentino himself, who is from Naples. Why this movie is titled The Hand of God is really interesting. I mean, the greatest soccer player in the world, supposedly Diego Maradona, is going to come, or they hope, in 1980s Naples, he's going to come and play for the Naples team. Currently, and they watch the World Cup, he's playing for Argentina. And you may think this is a throwaway. I did when I walked into the movie. After the fact, though, this is part and parcel of the movie and the development of the main character and all that happens to him. So it's really, really well woven in, the story of Diego Maradona coming to Naples. The movie is asking giant questions about how to make great art, where does great art come from. It will develop in the movie. This is not a spoiler that Fabrietto wants to become a film director but hasn't seen very many. And one of the touch points in this movie is Sergio Leone's Once Upon a Time in America, a movie that his family gets to watch or rents to watch, but they never really turn it on. And this is one of the interesting things about this movie, is that movie is always sitting there on the TV waiting to be watched, but is not. There are over a couple dozen characters. This is quite a classical Italian film in the sense of like Fellini, showing family-oriented movies with families in them. And the blocking in here is great. Sorrentino, while this is a family movie with lots of different family members, extensive family members in Fabrietto's orbit, you will see vast differences between them as Sorrentino shoots them, either in single or in two shots, sometimes three shots, giving each family a different quirk, a different way of looking at them. And I found this movie very funny. Sorrentino knows how to put oddities in his movie, and quirks, eccentricities, along with a lot of somberness. And so this movie will be a diversity of emotions for you, the viewer. And I thought this was really funny at times. Fabrietto relates to everybody a little bit differently, and it changes. His vision and his perspective change over the course of the movie, and you are brought right along through that perspective changing. An example is in the opening, his Aunt Patrizia. To him, well, she's just a hot woman. The movie opens with her dream, actually, and the dream keeps coming back over and over across the movie, but Fabrietto thinks of his aunt, yuck, as a sex object. But it comes to develop over the course of the movie, he needs to see her as a muse, a beautiful original woman, sort of like the Venus in Botticelli's painting, or even, and this is even better, as an ordinary human being with all kinds of things going on in her. How is this kid Fabrietto going to see the world, and how is he going to then develop his artwork? I think Sorrentino, if I read this as a memoir, is telling us how he or others in his sphere became directors or different kinds of artists. It's an interesting treatise and thesis on why art matters, how it comes about, where it comes from, and why it is produced. The shot making here is absolutely gorgeous, from the opening shot, which I think is from a drone. There's a couple drone shots here I think are gorgeous. Pretty much every shot is great to look at, but is woven into the organic experience of this film. I love the way this film is about things. That is how it's about what it's about. And, I think this is one of the best movies of the year rather easily. Have you seen The Hand of God? What do you think about it? Let us know in the comments. Please subscribe to this channel for more great content. Thank you. Have a great day. I have almost no doubt this will be nominated for a Best Foreign or International Film at the Oscars, but it could be nominated for Best Picture. I would be very happy if this movie won Best Picture. It would be telling the world that movies still matter, that great art can be produced in film, which I definitely think it can be. And this movie is a statement about that. So for all those reasons, I highly recommend this. I'm going to give it 5 stars because I think it's going to hold up over the next 20 to 50 years.